We are live over here on Facebook. Are we live on Periscope?
Yep.
We're live! Okay, we're gonna wait a few seconds till everyone shows up. I hear all the office phones tweeting. What do we call it?
Periscoping.
Periscoping.
I see hearts flowing.
The hearts are coming already? We've got people here?
Yes.
Welcome Periscope, welcome Facebook. We've got some crazy cool stuff to talk about with you guys today. But I'm going to flip this around. I'm gonna hand this off. Is that the right way? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Hey everybody, how you guys doing over in Periscope and Facebook land? We've got a fun, different presentation. Normally this is the Marketing Quickie show, but today this is gonna be a little extended quickie because we've got some exciting things to talk about. I wanted to do a quick impromptu, about 20-minute training about this topic right here, how to make at least 7 figures a year next year with this webinar model, because this is it, you guys. If you figure this piece out, it becomes super easy. But if you don't, then it doesn't. So, how many of you guys want to hear about this? If you want to hear about this over here on Periscope, give me some double taps as fast as you can. I need some hearts. We getting hearts?
Oh yeah, you're getting hearts.
All right, a lot of them.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And then over here on Facebook, you guys don't have hearts. So if you guys can comment, say, "Hi Russell, we hear you. We want to know about it," or share. Actually, even better, share it. How about this? If I'm going to share, this is like the big secret, right? And we're at the end of December, January's coming, and I want all of you guys doing this, and so you need this, but I don't want just you doing it. I don't want just you guys benefiting from it. I want all your friends and your family and every other business owner you need, that you know, to benefit from this as well. So what we're gonna do, if you want to learn this, if you're on Periscope, slide the little thing over and share on Facebook, share on Twitter, whatever. If you're on Facebook over here, just share this post right now.
Nora's sharing.
Nora, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Who else is sharing?
Anderton, RT Anderton's sharing.
RT Anderton, thank you for sharing. We need some more shares. We need at least, what, 1 million people? If we get 1 million people, I can give you the goods.
Ashley Belcher, she invited followers.
Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate it. Anyone else want to share?
Rich Miss Hustle.
Rich, thank you. Because as soon
Marjorie,
as we get enough of you guys on, we can share this stuff.
Jermaine Freeman, we're 136 on Periscope.
All right, that's getting pretty good. I need some hearts too. I just need. I'm kind of I need this for my ego. Otherwise, I'm not gonna share. All right, just kidding. Okay, so you guys ready to have some fun? You guys want to jump into this? We only have about 20 minutes, so I want to go through this fast and cover everything. So if you guys understand this, this will make your whole life so easy this year and give you guys the blueprint, the plan, the model, everything you need to do this. So again, the goal of this presentation is to show you guys how to make at least 7 figures next year with this webinar model. And it's not a webinar model, it's this one. It's very specific, a specific webinar model I'm going to show you guys right now that we have been testing and practicing and perfecting inside the inner circle. And I've got tons and tons of case studies we can show this to, but this is the concept, right? Now I'm going to break this down into 3 core secrets. If you learn these 3 secrets, you are going to love it. Do you want to be on TV? Oh, my little man's here, Aiden, but he doesn't want to be on TV this time. All right, so we're breaking down 3 secrets. Secret number 1, it's all about the script. And I'm going to talk to you guys about that. Secret number 2, it's going to help you guys understand the actual model. When you understand the model, it becomes easy. And the secret number 3, you have to do it live. You have to do it live until ... And I'll film those ... dots here in a few seconds. If you guys want the ... dots? I need some hearts if you guys want the ... dots over here, or some comments on Facebook. Let me know if you guys want it. Because I already know what these are. I can just keep it.
Oh yeah, they want them.
You guys want it?
They want it bad.
Okay, because last year, a little over a year ago, we launched this. This is how we launched ClickFunnels, and we didn't make 7 figures with ClickFunnels. In fact, it was closer to that. So if you guys screwed up, you should be able to make at least 7. That's my thought process. All right. So should we dive in?
Absolutely. Vince is here. Let's do it.
All right, if Vince is here, we can go. All right, so secret number 1, it's all about the script. So how many of you guys have done webinars in the past, or teleseminars, or you've spoken on stage and you've done the whole thing and then it doesn't work, right? When I got in this business 12 years ago, I wanted to learn how to be a public speaker. I didn't know at the time. I went to an internet marketing seminar and I saw this guy speaking from stage. In the end, he told people to run to the back and buy his thing. And all these people ran in the back, and I was counting, doing the math. Like he sold a $2,000 package, and I'm counting, and it's like 2, 4, 6, 8. And I was like, that dude made $80,000 in the last 90 minutes. The next speaker got up, he did this thing, he sold, and I saw that thing happen over and over and over again all weekend. I was like, I gotta learn how to do this. And I assumed that because I had really good content, I'd be an amazing webinar presenter. And actually, this is pre-webinars, but I thought I'd be good at selling from stage. And so I got invited to go to a seminar. I got on stage, I started speaking. I did my whole thing the way that I thought would be the best. I delivered the best content I knew possible. And we launched it. And I finished, I did my close. And nobody, not one person, got up to go to the back of the room. And it was really awkward. It was one of those things where, like, typically when you get up speaking, someone turns music on. No one turned the music on. Nobody moved. It was an awkward silence. And I awkwardly just walked off the stage. And I walked to the back of the room, a couple of people shook my hand, and then I went to my hotel room. And I literally locked myself in my hotel room for the next 2 days of the event because I didn't want to see anybody. And I watched movies and ate Haagen-Dazs ice cream for 2 days. Kind of embarrassing. But it was like the most humiliating thing in the world. And I was like, I will never try to sell from stage again, no matter what. But then a little while later, I was like, I saw people doing it. I'm like, I have to figure this out. So over the next 10 years of my life, over a decade, I think I've been to about 12 different public speaking trainings on how to sell from stage. And then I went out there and I did it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. And based on that, we actually built a script that I call the perfect webinar. And this is it. If you've read the .com Secrets book, you've probably seen it before. But this is the script. When you have this script, you can sell pretty much anything. I've had people sell supplements with this. We've had people sell coaching. We have people sell, you name it. I've seen someone sell chiropractic service, like almost everything you can sell with this script. And this is literally 10 years of me standing in front of a stage and embarrassing myself and then learning something and trying something else and going back and forth and back and forth. Like, this is probably the best gift I could ever give anyone. And so a year and a half ago, someone named Liz Benny, some of you guys may have heard of her, she joined our coaching program. She didn't have anything online happening yet. We gave her this script. She launched it, and then she followed the model I'll be talking about next. And first year did just shy of $1 million, which is awesome. Jason O'Neill, another awesome guy in our coaching group, gave him the script. He took it, launched it in his business. They are, I believe this month or next month, they'll be passing 7 figures in sales. And I can tell you person after person after person after person, this script is it. Now, every once in a while I get someone who takes the script and they try it and then they're like, Russell, it didn't work for me. I had someone on Facebook today like, I did it and it didn't work. And the reality is it always works. If it didn't work, it means you screwed it up. And typically, this is the part everyone screws up, is this right here. They go out there and they want to teach as much stuff as they possibly can. And the reality is the teaching is not how you get somebody to buy. That was one of my big ahas I had during my decade of falling flat on my face for you guys. That's not what gets people to buy. What gets people to buy is understanding their belief patterns and then structuring the content around their belief patterns, around finding the belief pattern, breaking it, and rebuilding it into the actual truth. If you screw this part up, nobody will buy no matter how good your offer is back here. And so this is the key. It's it takes a minute to understand it, but after you get that, it's awesome. So that is the perfect webinar script. It is magic. It has made me more money than anything I have done, except for maybe ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is gaining on it because it's pretty awesome, but ClickFunnels is actually an amplifier for this. So there is Secret Mode. You guys, it's all about the script. Don't just jump on and do a webinar. Don't just think it's going to be good. Follow this script. This is so, I can't tell you, millions of dollars of time and energy, and this script will make it all magic. All right, so there's number one. Was that good, you guys? If you like that, give me a double tap. Over here, I need some hearts.
Yeah, they're asking where they can get the script from.
Hey, just hold on. We will share that in a minute. If you guys like that, I'm going to do something really fun. That script is the equivalent of raining money. Have you guys ever done this before? I've always wanted to do it. So we're doing it live right now. So we're going to make some money rain. So here we go. Ready? This is what perfect webinar script is like. It's like making money rain all over the place. I've always wanted to do that. Check it out. There is the floor.
Sheesh.
All right. I am such a dork. All right. Okay, come back. So secret number one is all about the script. And again, we'll talk about how you guys get the script in here in a minute. Secret number two, understanding the business model. A lot of people think that you do a webinar once, you make some money, and then you're like, now what? Right? I had a friend who one time said that all of us internet marketers are so stupid. She says, you guys go out there and you build these amazing funnels and these amazing things and you launch it and you have a big product launch, make a bunch of money, and then you stop and the next day you start working on your next funnel, your next launch, your next thing, right? And her name was Mary Ellen Trippi. She's a genius. She said, what I do for entrepreneurs like you guys, she's like, what you guys do is the equivalent of putting on like a Broadway play. You put on this huge play, it's amazing, you get all these people coming in, it's a smashing success on opening night, and the next day you close it and you start writing a new play. And she says what entrepreneurs have to become good at doing is taking that play from, let's say you did it in Boise, Idaho, and it was a success. Now you take it and you take it on the road. You go to Chicago, you go to New York, and that's how you scale a company, right? And so this is the key to understanding the model here. So this is how the webinar model works, okay? So all right, webinar model. All right, so the way it works is you are doing a live webinar every single Thursday for the foreseeable future. So here's Thursday. You are doing a webinar, okay? This is a live event. This is like the play. You've been preparing and writing the script, making this play amazing. So Thursday, this play is happening live. Now, Thursday, this event's happening. You got to get people to that event, right? So what happens is on Monday and on Tuesday and on Wednesday, your entire goal and your focus of your entire company should be getting people to register for this event that's happening on Thursday, right? That's the whole focus. And if you start earlier than that, if you start Sunday, the people will not remember who you are by Thursday. So we do not start ads until Monday. Monday, we start ads. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we push ads to Thursday webinar. Thursday webinar, we get on, we follow the perfect webinar script, we crush it, we make a bunch of money. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, These 3 days, you focus on converting the people who missed the webinar or who didn't buy whatever, and getting these guys to buy here. And that is the webinar model, okay? And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday until you do the webinar, you're promoting it. Thursday, you do the webinar. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're closing sales, doing everything. Sunday and midnight, this offer disappears for every single person, and ads start again on Monday for the next webinar happening next Thursday. Oops, excuse me. And that, you guys, is the model. And you're saying, Russell, how often do I do that? Do I do it once or do I do it twice? You do it every single week until you've made $1 million. Like, that's kind of how it works, okay? I'm not giving you guys the ability to say, oh, I'm going to try once or twice, or, you know, you've got to do it consistently every single month. The way that we do it in our company right now, we have a goal where every single week I want 1,000 people registered for this webinar. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're focusing on Facebook ads, solo ads, email ads, joint ventures, everything possible to get 1,000 people to register. And if I get 1,000 people to register, typically my numbers are going to be about 25% show up, right? 25% show up right here. Do the math on that. That means 250 people showed up. For 250 people, typically I'm going to close if you follow the perfect webinar script, you should be closing about 10% of people. It means 10% of people are going to buy that at 25. It means 25 units. If you're selling $1,000 product, that is, what's the math on that? $25,000 you'll make live on Thursday. So if you make $25,000 live on Thursday, how much money can you spend in ads Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and half of Thursday? Mm-hmm. You can spend up to $25,000, right? Everyone's like, I only have a budget of like, $100, Russell, for my webinar. If you follow the perfect webinar script right, then you don't have to. Like, you'll make it. You more than make it up, right? Spend 10 grand a week on Facebook ads. We're averaging right now about $3 to $5 per register. So for me to get 1,000 people online, I got to spend between $3K and $5K. That's the model, right? So I spend $5K and I make $25K. Awesome, right? 5x ROI. But the cool thing is that if you do the follow-up sequence correct here, you will double this number. This will go from $25,000 to $50,000, and boom, now you're $50,000 for the week. Now, if you do the math, 50K times 52 weeks, what is the math on that? Do we get 7 figures on that or not? Any mathematicians that hey, one of you guys is a mathematician. What's the math on that? What's 50 times 52? I don't even know what it is. It's a lot of money. And the key, you guys, is that amount of money is on the front end. Because what just happened? You added 1,000 people a week to your email list.
2.6 million.
Oh, 2.6 million. All right, well, we're way over 7 figures. But that's not even taking into account the fact that you have 1,000 people a week adding to your list. It means within the end of the year, you're going to have 52,000 people who have been on your email list, which means now you can do your high-ticket programs, your continuity programs, everything else you're doing. Does that make sense? This is the webinar model. This is the fuel of your entire business. If you guys look at my entire business model for next year, I'm doing 2 webinars a week for my 2 core companies. Every Thursday, I'm doing 2 webinars, and that's it. And everyone internally is focusing on getting people registered for the webinar, and then after the webinar's done, following up, closing deals. That's the webinar model, you guys. Nothing, it's like, how do you drive a car? You got to put fuel in the car. This is the fuel for your car, okay? So that is the webinar model, and that is secret number 2. You guys liking this so far? So secret number 1, you have to have the perfect script, the perfect webinar script. Secret number 2, you have to understand the business model, how to take this show on the road. It's not a one-off webinar. It is a business. You're trying to build a company. That's number 2. Now, number 3, you have to do it live. You have to do this webinar live. Everyone's like, well, Russell, I'm going to build the perfect webinar, just automate it, and it'll be awesome. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. It sounds amazing in the perfect world, but in the world that we all live in, it doesn't work that way. Okay, for example, when we launched ClickFunnels, I did the very first presentation at Mike Philsame's event. We closed 33% of the room. It was awesome. And the next day I was leaving and some lady came up to me and she's like, Russell, that was awesome. The only problem is that, I don't have a supplement company, so this, ClickFunnels won't really work for me. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, you talked about all these supplement companies and I don't have one, so it won't work for me. I'm like, what do you do? She's like, I'm a coach. I'm like, you can use ClickFunnels for the coaching business. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah. And I told her about my coaching funnels, my book funnels. She's like, are you kidding me? She's like, me and like 3 of my friends all wanted to buy, but we didn't have supplements. So they went and bought. And I was like, I didn't even think about that. And so I went back and changed my presentation. I added a bunch of slides to kind of address that concern. Got back home from the event, and I did the very first live webinar. It was at noon on a Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember what it was. We had about 500 or 600 people on the webinar. I did the webinar pitch and did all right. We made about $30,000 from the webinar. I'm like, dang it, that was good, but it wasn't awesome. And what was interesting about that is 4 hours later, I had 4 hours before my second webinar to sell the same thing. And so I had this 4-hour gap. I finished the webinar. So what I did, I went to GoToWebinar at the time, exported all the questions people asked me. I looked through them, I'm like, what? Okay, people are confused here and they're stuck here. I looked at all the questions, went back to my slides and started tweaking things as quick as I could, making everything right. 4 hours later, I did the exact same webinar to a smaller audience, and we went from making $30,000 on this first webinar to $120,000 on the webinar 4 hours later. You guys getting this? That was my dramatic pause. You
Oh,
get this.
they're getting it.
You guys, if you like that, give me a double tap.
They like it.
So then I did the webinar 4 hours later, did 120 grand, and then I exported the questions from there. I'm like, wow, people got stuck here, here, and here. Changed the slides, fixed it up, boom, did it again, did it again, did it again. Russell, how many times did you do that webinar live? How many times did you get it? Brent saw them all.
Oh, sheesh.
I would say on the low end, at least 30 to 40 times live.
Yeah.
But Russell, why don't you just automate the webinar? You had the pitch, it was working good, because every single time I learned different things. I got better and better and better and better, and then guess what happened? Eventually, it was perfect. Like, I know every single question someone's going to ask, and I respond to it and I answer it before it happens. And so you can do it automated, but you have to do it live until you have perfected your pitch. You will screw it up the first time. If you go in and make an automated webinar and you put in thing, you're going to screw it up. Okay? And so that's the third secret. So this is what I want you guys to understand, you guys. If you want to make at least an extra 7 to 8 figures the next year with the webinar model, this is it. Secret number 1 is all about the script. Secret number 2 is about understanding the model. Secret number 3, you have to do it live until you've perfected it, and then you can automate it. All right? So we've gone over a lot of stuff really quick. I have a question for you guys. I put together a really special offer to help you to implement this year, and I'm actually going to give you guys this offer for free. How many guys want the perfect webinar script, the model, like everything for free so you can implement this model? All right, if you guys want it for you guys want it, your heart's flying.
They want it.
You guys all want it for free?
Yeah.
All right, I got dollar bills stuck.
Darren says Russell's webinar system is the best I've ever seen.
Well, thank you, Darren.
From Australia.
Darren, it's like 2 a.m. for you. What are you doing? That's awesome. Okay, so this is what I want to do. I created a special offer for you guys, and you're going to get this offer for free if you do something really cool. As you guys know, right now, one of my closest friends online, Mike Philson, is launching a new product called EverWebinar. And it's really, really good. And a lot of people are saying, Russell, you own ClickFunnels, automated webinar software is built into ClickFunnels. Why would you ever talk about EverWebinar? And the reason is this. When we relaunched ClickFunnels 2.0, we needed a whole bunch of different features that ClickFunnels didn't have for an auto webinar. So I used EverWebinar, and I kind of fell in love with it. There's amazing features and tools and things that like we don't have inside of ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels, we're trying to be like the Apple of our industry, where we don't say yes to everything. My son's down here stealing all the dollars that I flipped around. And so because of that, we can't add, and we don't add a whole bunch of features, where Mike is the opposite. He's more like Bill Gates. He wants every feature known to man. And so like EverWebinar does a ton of stuff that we don't do, and we're never going to do. And you can do automated webinars with ClickFunnels, but there's a platform that I love that has so many awesome things. And so I'm going to bribe you guys. And this bribe is only for the next 2 days, okay? And this is the biggest reason why. Secret number 3, I talked about you guys have to do this live a whole bunch of times, right? You have to do it live over and over and over again. The coolest thing about EverWebinar is it's software in partnership with Webinar Jam, okay? And this is my favorite thing. In Webinar Jam, you do a live webinar, and you do a live webinar, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it until you've perfected it, right? And what's cool in EverWebinar, every time you do a webinar, it stores all the questions and things that people are asking in the comments and things like that, and it stores them. So you do a webinar once, twice, 3 times, 10 times, however many times. And as soon as you have the perfect webinar where you just crushed it, everything went perfect, the question and like, you'll know when that happens. It's just like everything like lines up. It was just, you did perfect that day. The second you do the perfect one, there's a little button you click, boom, it says make this an EverWebinar, and instantly takes that whole webinar, takes all the questions, the chat, and turns that into an EverWebinar. Now when someone comes and watch it, they see these same questions that happened on your perfect pitch. Does that make sense? Like, it's one of my favorite things about it, and it fits right with the line with what I believe, what I teach, what I do. And so that's the key, guys. You come in here, you crush the webinar, and then as soon as you've got the perfect one, you push a button and it moves over into EverWebinar. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I got a bribe for you guys because I want you to get EverWebinar. This bribe is only good until Friday at midnight, so that's like less than 48 hours away. So if you want it, you got to act now. This is the bribe. By the way, for those who are students of mine, do you see what I'm doing? I've been following the perfect webinar pitch through this and this. I practice what I preach. All right, so here we go. So when you guys invest in EverWebinar today, and the link to get it is go to russellbrunson.com/EverWebinar. When you invest in EverWebinar today, russellbrunson.com/EverWebinar. You spell my name RussellBrunson.com/EverWebinar. I'm going to do a whole bunch of really cool things. The first thing I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to give you guys the perfect webinar script and training. That is this script right here, along with an hour-long DVD that goes through the entire training, plus a bunch of other training that's going to show you exactly how to use and execute on this script, okay? The biggest thing I want you to focus on is the content piece. These things are all like very robotic and amazing, and they're important, but the hardest thing people have is this. They always screw up on the content part. It's all about breaking belief patterns. So I'm going to give you this script, plus what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, I don't even put this up here, I'll have this right now, plus PPT and Keynote. I'm I am going to give you the PowerPoint slides and the keynote slides of the perfect webinar script. So this is the context, but I have the whole webinar in PowerPoint and keynote. You'll have that, and you can just fill in the blanks with your offer. That way it saves you like a ton of time. So number one, I'll give you the perfect webinar script, real world value of $997. Second thing I'm going to give you is the perfect webinar training. So we did, for our Ignite members, we did a 2-day workshop here in Boise, Idaho, where we brought them here and we spent 2 days going deep on the whole perfect webinar, understanding the psychology, the concept, how to drive traffic to the webinar, like everything to make this business model work. Our Inner Circle members paid between $10,000 to $12,000 to be there, and they were all there. I have the recordings of that. I'm going to give you guys that for anyone who invests in EverWebinar today. So that means you're going to get the perfect webinar script and the training. You're going to get the perfect webinar, a live event that we did a little while ago. You get all the videos, all the trainings, case studies of people like Liz and Jason and Natasha and all these people that are crushing it with their perfect webinar. You can get all those as well. The third thing you're going to get the ability to watch me do a perfect webinar pitch live. At that event, we had about 100 people in the audience. I sat up there with my laptop. We had a whole bunch of people register for webinar. I did it live, the whole entire thing, and I pitched it and we crushed it. And it was one of those things I was really scared because my students, I'm teaching about perfect webinar, and I did it, and I was like, if I screw this up and I don't make any sales, like they're gonna boo me off stage. And so I was really nervous and scared. And the camera's cool. There's a video of you see me standing there doing it, and then you also have a video showing the PowerPoint slides. And you see not just like the script or everything, but you get to hear like the tonality. There's a ton that has to do with tonality. There's a ton to do with like your body motion, how you're moving, and all. There's so much stuff that goes into it. So you'll actually see me do the webinar live. Liz Benny, who I told you guys before, she told me afterwards, she's like, if she could have seen that before she did her first webinar, it would have changed everything. She would have understood just how how you pitch it, right? It's different. It's not sitting behind your computer awkwardly talking. It's all about how you present. So you'll see me doing it live, $3,000 value. That means you can get perfect webinar script, the perfect webinar training with me doing it live. Next thing you're gonna get is the perfect webinar funnel. Okay, this model we talked about here, this whole process, I did a cool training for our members. I walked through every single thing, what the email said, what the sequences went like, what happens in this entire thing. So I'm gonna give you guys the access to that training and walk through our perfect webinar funnel. So now you've got the entire funnel inside of, that you have, that you can see the whole thing. And the last bonus I'm going to give you guys, because I think it's amazing, I'm going to give you guys my webinar funnel. So in ClickFunnels, as you know, I can do share funnels. I just got to erase a little bit. You click on a button, my entire webinar funnel will be imported into your ClickFunnels account, and then you can move out my pictures, my headlines, my everything, and build it for yours. So that webinar funnel is priceless. I spent insane amounts of time over the last 12 months testing every single piece of that, including the indoctrination pages, like everything. I'll give you that entire funnel as a share funnel. It will be priceless. A real world value of all this, you guys, you add up the math, $14,988, but you guys will get all of this stuff for free if you get EverWebinar before midnight tomorrow night. So that's the bonus, that's the offer. There's some urgency, there's some scarcity. Right now you gotta go to russellbrunson.com/EverWebinar. Facebook people, it should be on the link down below in the description. You can see it. Periscope guys, you gotta type it in, russellbrunson.com/EverWebinar. And you get access to everything. So one last recap, you can get my perfect webinar script and all the training. You'll also get the PowerPoints and the keynote files so you can make your own very, very easily. Second, you get the perfect webinar training. It's a 2-day event, all the recordings of that, $10,000 value. You get the video of me doing it live so you see the tonality, how we pitch it, everything. You get the perfect webinar funnel. You can get the share funnel, my perfect webinar funnel, total value of $14,988. And you guys get it for, what's the magic word? Free! All you have to do is invest in EverWebinar before the promotion ends midnight on Friday. And that is my gift for you guys, because it's a tool that you're gonna want, you're gonna need it today, you're gonna need it next year. It's something you're gonna need for forever. And you can always go next week and get EverWebinar, that's cool. But if you want all of this stuff, you gotta get it now, because it will not be here on the weekend. Friday midnight, this offer expires. Friday midnight, I'll be exporting everybody who's purchased up to that point. And on Monday, you'll get an email with all of this amazingness. And that's it, you guys. It's my Christmas present to you guys for being awesome. And one last thing I want to mention, for those again who study me and they're kind of a geek, I just did the perfect webinar script for you guys live. I wanted just to do it. It thought it'd be a lot of fun. And so I'm using the perfect webinar to sell the perfect webinar and to get people doing webinars. You guys, this model works. This is my business model for this year, or last year was our business model. It got ClickFunnels to over $10 million in sales. This is the business model for us moving forward next year. It's the business model for 90% of our Inner Circle people, and it should be the business model for you. If you guys want the tools, the software, the training, everything, now is the time. You just got to go to russellbrunson.com/EverWebinar. That's it, you guys. Thanks so much for everything. If you had fun, give me a double tap over here on Periscope as fast as you can. Do you have any hearts?
Oh, yeah. There's hearts.
Good. as fast as you can. I just need as many. I want tons of them.
Yeah, they're there.
And over here on Facebook, you guys had fun. Say yes, Russell. We had an awesome time. Thank you. Let me know.
Yeah.
Hopefully you got some value out of this and you liked it. That's it for the Marketing Quickie Show today, you guys. It was the marketing a little bit longer, but hopefully it gave you guys some ideas. And appreciate you all. Thanks so much. And I'll talk to you guys all again soon. Bye.